Well, good morning. Today is Saturday, December 9th. Jim took I had my, what do you call it? The phone holder up there, perfect. And then Jim borrowed my car the other day and he said it was distracting to him, so he took it down, and now I can't figure out how to get back up without it being all jerky. Anyway, it's Saturday, December 9th, and I'm on my way to my Weight Watchers meeting. I don't know about that pound. I was afraid to get on the scale this morning to look. But you know what? I'm going. Well, I want to learn about the Freestyle program, so I was going to go for that, just that in itself. But I was going to go no matter what. You got to face the scale. You know, it's just a number. You got to have that in your mind. I know that I said I didn't want to have any gains through the holidays, but you know, it might be inevitable. So I'm just, you know, get on there, take it, and move on. And just don't worry about it till next week. Well, not till next week. I'll work on it through the week. So it's cold again today. It's 22 right now, but the wind chill's not so bad. I think it's only like a balmy 15. So, but I don't think I'm going to walk today. When I get back, I have to bring Jim. He's got to get something fixed on his truck, so we got to drop his truck off. And then I hate to Christmas shop on a Saturday, and I don't really like to go with Jim, but I can't tell you because then you'll know where I'm going, so I can't. Forget it. I was going to say something, but I can't. So anyway, I might do some Christmas shopping. If not, I'm going to do some on Monday. I know that. But I wanted to thank everybody for their comments and stuff. I got a lot of comments yesterday. I was really surprised. And I do say a lot. You're right. I say a lot. But witchy woman, you put a smile on my face because I should tell them about your mom. Her mom bought her, wanted her to be really warm, and so she bought her an orange coat, like a hunter's coat, which those are warm. But I thought, oh, you know, my kids would go, oh my gosh, I can't believe you. Although my sister's Mary loves wearing like bright orange and neon green shirts, so you can see her coming from a mile away. But Anita Johnson kind of hit it on the head, but I'm going to come back to Anita. Susan Moon also asked me, I can't remember, yeah, Susan Moon was wondering why I don't like Amazing Grace, or maybe it was Anita Johnson, one of the two of them, but I'll tell you why. But I think it was Anita Johnson that came up with really the reason I think it was, but I'll bring it back to a story of when I went to Catholic school, how things stick with you when you have a nun teaching you. I went to Guardian Angels grade school in Detroit, and I always remember that Sister Mary Catherine, she was a mean nun. She really was. I was supposed to be left-handed, but you know, only the devil was in the people that were left-handed, so I would get whacked with that ruler so many times when I would try to sneak my penmanship papers in, that I wrote it in the left. I didn't know that there was a slant. I always figured, how did she know? God must have told her that I was cheating using my left hand. But later on I found out that left-handed people walk right with a slant, and that's how she always knew. But anyway, she always said you have to what was she saying? Oh no, she taught us that you could be bad your whole life, and you could do everything wrong. You could murder, you could steal, you could kill people, which is the same as murder, but you could do all of this stuff, and on your dying breath that you could pray to God and say you're sorry for all the sins that you've ever committed in all of your life, and with His amazing grace He would forgive you and you could go to heaven. And I always thought that sucked, because I always thought, you know, if you were good your whole life, you should go to heaven too. So why should somebody that, in my opinion, I know it's not the right opinion, but in my opinion, had a really good time, enjoyed their whole life, and at the last minute decided, okay, I've lived my life, I'm going to tell God I'm sorry, and He's going to take me into heaven. So it didn't really matter that I wasn't good the whole life. And so I always thought that was wrong. So my hand always would go up, and I would ask Sister Mary Catherine, how could this be fair? I would be good my whole life, and then God would still reward the guy that was so bad? And I always... And so she had taught me at that point and I always remember this too. It's funny how the nuns teach you things and they just stick with you. But she had told me that somebody that with true faith is always questioning. And you shouldn't take it at face value. You need to question. And that was a good question. And when I got to heaven, I could ask God. So I always remember that. Another thing I always remember that she taught us was that Catholics have communion every Sunday. And you're supposed to go to confession the day before so that you'd be pure. And so we always went to confession at school. We went to school. We went to church every day of the week, and then we went to confession on Fridays. But anyway, she had always told us that the people that go to communion and then leave before the final blessing after Mass, we're missing out on dessert. So she said that's like when you go to somebody's house and you have a big meal and then you leave before they serve dessert. And that's what she considered the final blessing. And you know what? I remember that to this day. So every time I see somebody sneaking out of church before the final blessing, I always think to myself, oh my gosh, they're missing out on dessert. Well, I'm here, but I got time for a really quick story. I remember that when we had to go to church every day, and Father Schuler was so boring, and he was a mean priest too. You know, isn't it funny how I always say that everybody was so mean? I had some good nuns, and I had some good priests, but these two stick out in my memory, maybe because they were so mean. But my class was so bad that Father came to the class afterwards and to scold us for how bad we were. And our punishment was that we could not attend Mass for a week. Yes, we were so happy that we didn't have to attend Mass. Well, this was in the middle of winter in January in Michigan. That's cold. And so we all line up for, you know, like you line up in the courtyard, which all the buildings surrounded it, so the wind would whip. It would really whip. And so we weren't allowed to go to church. So we were standing in line waiting to go into school. We were going, yeah, this is good. Everybody's line going into church. And then Sister Mary Catherine came and she told us, she said, well, you guys do not have the privilege or the honor of going to church. But I'm not being punished, so I'm still going to church. I can see you through that window. You're to stand here for the whole Mass. So we had to stand outside in the bitter cold because we couldn't go to Mass, because that was our punishment. And you know what? It was a punishment because it was cold. It was really cold. It was snowing. It was windy. So I always remember that. So we were never bad in church again. So, all right, let's go face the music. If I can turn you off. Well, good news, everybody. I did lose 0.3. Not a big loss, but it's a loss. So I weigh 250.5 now. Half a pound away, or 0.6 pounds away from getting into the 40s. And according to my leader with this new program, I should hit that next week with no problem. And then I had good news, bad news also this morning, which I forgot to mention. The good news is, look at this shirt. It's too big. It's too big. I missed the window of opportunity of wearing it. I just grabbed it this morning in my closet because I was running late as usual, and I always make it on time, but I like to give myself a little bit of a cushion, like a minute or two. Not a big cushion, just a little cushion. But so I grabbed this and put it on, and I knew it was too big. So that's the good news. And the bad news is that I can't wear it anymore because it's just not going to fit. So yay! But anyway, real quick, because I babbled so long on the way coming here, I wanted to give out some congratulations to the winners of the guessing of the line. Hey, I'm walking here from Midnight Cowboy, which was Lucy in the Sky. Miss May P 123, you almost had it right. You had the right movie, you had the wrong actor. It was Dustin Hoffman, not Al Pacino, but I'll still give you half a credit. Now I'll give you a full credit. Pat Elst and Susan Moon, you all guessed. You guessed the right one, Midnight Cowboy. And bonus points, because I forgot about this one, but then when she said it, I remembered it, was Forrest Gump. When Lieutenant Dan was getting pushed by Forrest Gump, and they're pushing him in the wheelchair through the street, and then he hits the top of the cab and he goes, hey, I'm walking here, even though I'm rolling. I love that one too. I forgot about that one, but as soon as she said it, I remembered it. But I didn't think of it when I was saying the line. And Miss Congeniality was a close guess. It was another one of my favorite movies, and I knew that Weight Watchers with Carrie would get it because we're both big Sandra Bullock fans. But she didn't say, I'm walking here. She said, I'm gliding here. I'm gliding. Because Michael Caine, another one of my favorite actors. I love Michael Caine. I wish I could talk like him. I just love his accent. I really do. But anyway, he was trying to teach her how to walk. And so he was walking, and another favorite line from that movie is, I haven't seen a walk like that since Jurassic Park. Because he's trying to teach Sandra Bullock how to walk. I always remember that line too. And then she's walking across the street and the cab almost hit her too. But anyway, I never finished my thing about Amazing Grace, I think. But anyway, the thing to finish up the Amazing Grace is one of them, either Anita Johnson or Susan Moon, said one of the reasons I probably don't like the song is because it reminds me of death. And that's probably a good, strong possibility. I do have a fear of death, and I really know I'm going to go to heaven. Not that I'm like this perfect little, well, I got to shine up my halo. Yeah, okay. I thought my halo was tipped it a little bit, and I needed a little polishing, so I polished it up a little bit. No, but anyway, Sister Mary Catherine said that if you're at the very last minute forgiving of your sins, that you'll go to heaven. So hopefully I'll have that half a second to really say a last act of contrition so I can get there. But you know, I think I'm going to get there. But I do think I have a fear of death. I know I'm going to go to heaven, but I still don't want to die. I don't think anybody does. I haven't met anybody that really does. So the only thing that Sister Mary Catherine and I don't agree on is she always said that the people that commit suicide just go to hell no matter what. And I don't believe that, because I think you got to be in your right mind, and I don't think anybody in their right mind really kills themselves. I really don't, but that's just my thoughts. So anyway, I'm really happy about my half a pound, and I've talked too long, and I gotta go. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, let's eat breakfast. So I started my day with a prayer. I drank 50 ounces of water so far. I did lose 0.3 at my Weight Watchers meeting. My quote is, don't let a bad day be the reason you give up. I have 24 smart points for the day. I lost 10 points, but that's not going to worry about it. So 0 for the eggs, my sugar-free jam, my berries, my banana, my grapefruit, my tea, and my water. 2 for my slice of toast, and 3 for my 4 slices of center cut bacon. It's a 5-point breakfast, and I still have 19 points left for the day. I think this is going to be a very doable plan. Okay, I'm going to have some leftover pasta from the other night, and I have a half a cup of mustacholi for 4 points, a half a cup of my sauce, which I did on the recipe builder, for 6 points. This Italian sausage is a turkey sausage, so it's 6 points. 2 points for my cheese, quarter cup, and 0 for my tea and water, so it's 18 points. I have 1 point that I'm going to carry over. Well, I made it for my first day of freestyle, and I kind of tell you, I gotta like it. I do like it. I have 1 point that I can carry over, which is probably good because tomorrow Christy's coming over and we're going to get Chinese. I tried to look it up online to see how many points. I like the almond chicken with the white rice, but I can't find any restaurants around. And I tried to do it on the recipe thing, and I'm just not having any luck. So I'm going to figure that it's probably like a 30-point, even a 42 points. So I'm just going to use all my weeklies tomorrow. So it's a good thing I can carry over some points. But, you know, I kind of think I've been doing the program all along, because you know that when I want to eat out, I don't eat as many points the couple days beforehand. So maybe I got started on this program before they even came up with it. But anyway, Sophia went and got her ears pierced, and if I got room at the end of this video, I'll put a picture of her getting her ears pierced. So I will see you guys on Monday. I'm going to be good tomorrow, I promise.